When is the market gonna recover? I get this question all the time, obviously, as a recruiter, and so I'm gonna share my thoughts on this. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name's Joel Algie. I've been in the recruitment space for coming up to a decade. I now help recruitment teams across the globe develop a strategy for social media so they can attract better candidates. I also have a podcast called Recruiting is No Joke, where I interview talent leaders at some of the biggest companies in the world. On the podcast, I always ask, what do you think is going to happen in the future of the recruitment market? And one of the things that's been coming up more and more is that Q1, Q2 companies are going to start hiring again. This is because a lot of the companies that have done layoffs are now actually profitable, and so there is a pent-up demand for hiring. Now, this does not mean it's going to go back to the levels that it was in 2021. That's because the interest rates were low and people were throwing around money in a crazy way. And it also was because a lot of companies were looking at how successful a company was, not on how profitable they were, but how many people they had employed or what their current headcount was. Now there's a lot more of a focus on whether or not the company is actually profitable and whether or not the company is going to make money. I'm unsure why the headcount thing was ever a thing, but it was. So I'm hearing Q1, Q2, companies will start to hire again, and then as we go into later on next year and into 2025, things will start to get a little bit more aggressive and more companies hiring. I predict that when it gets more aggressive and more companies start hiring and it starts to get competitive for candidates again, that's when we're going to start to see remote work coming back. Now, there's always a lot of debate when I talk about remote work. People call me stupid, people call me an idiot, blah, 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 blah. But here's the truth. Whenever I ask my network on LinkedIn, which is over 200,000 people, the majority of them always say, yeah, actually, I want remote work. And it's not young people. In fact, young people and people who are single and who have just recently graduated, for example, a lot of them want to go into the office because the office is their social life. The people that are really driving the remote work trend are people who have been in their jobs and they're comfortable, they know what they're doing, but the bulk of their work is on a laptop. And they're thinking, if I don't have to drive into work, if I can be at home with my kids, if I don't have to pay for as much for daycare, if I can just have a more convenient life, then I want that. Those are also the people that are most in demand. When you look at what hiring managers are typically after in candidates, they usually want people who are have a little bit of experience, like 3 to 5 years, and it's usually people who have 3 to 5 years to 15 years of experience. Those are the most in-demand professionals, and they're also the professionals that are starting their family, that are more inclined to want to work from home. So it'll be really interesting to see how this has changed. One of the reasons we've seen things like remote work and we've seen pay go down and a lot more employer market right now. Meaning, anytime an employer posts a job, they get lots and lots of applicants and they're really calling the shot. So those are my predictions for the upcoming market. Q1, Q2 is going to start looking better, but really looking into 2025, that's when we're going to see more aggressive hiring from companies all at the same time.